Building Safety Month is a recognition of the importance that safe infrastructure plays both in everyday life and in times of disaster, and a time to raise awareness about safe and resilient practices. We all depend on safe buildings where we live, learn, work, and play, and often take this protection for granted. Throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, countless individuals continued to ensure that building safety continued and had to quickly create and adapt to new protocols. So during this Building Safety Month, we should especially thank all those who keep our residents safe, our fire prevention officials, architects, engineers, and others in the construction industry, as well as many county departments who work tirelessly to ensure that Montgomery County residents are safe from preventable disasters. We have a number of speakers with us today, starting with Chief Goldstein.
All right. Well, thank you, Council President Hucker, and the opportunity to be a part of permitting services, housing and community affairs, and all of the county officials as we do just that, work to prevent the 911 call by improving and having safe dwelling units for our residents. Smoke alarms, carbon monoxide alarms are critical and core. Engineering components as it relates to safe exits, appropriate exits, not blocked exits, all play a part of that. And it is, as you said a few minutes ago, about how to help educate our children, and taking the village and the entire community. It takes the entire county government to work together to enable that. So Fire Rescue appreciates the cooperation of all of our friends and partners in the executive branch and the legislative branch. Thank you.
Thanks, Chief. I was momentarily filibustering, but we've been joined by the County Executive. Mr. County Executive, the floor is yours.
I've actually been here through all those proclamations, and it was really interesting. And so I'll just say that, look, this is really important. We've done, had to do our jobs throughout this pandemic, and I really want to thank the folks in permitting services and fire rescue service, the transportation, and the Department of Housing and Community Affairs, who everybody stepped up to continue serving our community in the time of the pandemic. Navigating building projects through the pandemic has been challenging for our building professionals, and our county agencies have risen to that challenge. People have been, we've spent a year, 14, 15 months now, being afraid to go into buildings and being around other people. And yet our folks have had to do this work, sometimes in closed quarters, because building safety is not something we can neglect. We've created new programs and innovative ways of doing things. We've managed the safe outdoor dining experience. Who knew that Montgomery County could pivot on a dime and figure out how to permit things in something less than 6 months or a year? That was, I think, a pretty impressive accomplishment. We're doing virtual inspections that have helped move the process forward. And we had policies for reopening a construction site closed by COVID. And we've created new plans for mitigating emergency situations. The DHCA code enforcement staff developed new protocols for interior inspections with IT system improvements. They were able to begin virtual inspections to continue to ensure that property maintenance standards are being achieved within the residential community, even in the midst of COVID. Many projects are being delayed because building product supply delays. DPS has been working with builders. And here's a comment that really impressed me from one of their customers. And they say, and I quote, "It was nice meeting with you for our inspection. I just wanted to let you know that I appreciate all the work you all working with us builders to keep jobs moving forward while material delays continue. Thank you." That's a nice statement from somebody who's trying to make sure that they can continue doing the work they need and keep their employees employed so that the effects of COVID are as minimized as we've been able to make them. So I want to just hope that we can make this the experience of every customer. This has been one of the big culture changes that Mitra has been bringing to that department, a customer-focused process, even in the midst of doing inspections and making sure that things are done right. There's more of a culture now of, if there's an issue, we're going to help you fix it. And I really want to let everybody know that how much I appreciate the work that they're doing in that department to change the way we do things. And finally, I'm excited to announce that DPS has signed a contract to replace their current online permitting system. This was one of the new director's signature action items, and I'll let her talk more about what this means for our residents and businesses in the future. But I just want to thank the entire team for everything they've done to support building safety and make sure our residents, the businesses, and the companies that build these projects can do this in a safe way moving forward and keep the public's interest in safety at the forefront of their thoughts. So thank you all for everything that you've been doing.
Thank you, Mr. County Executive. That's great news about the upgrade to the online permitting system and something we've been awaiting. So I should call on you next, Director Podun.
Good morning. Yeah, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, good morning. And thank you very much for having me here and giving me the opportunity to express what is happening at DPS. Number one, I would like to mention that at DPS, we are committed to improving our customer service across the department. We have reorganized to create a new customer support division to ensure that our customers receive the excellent customer support. And as the county executive just mentioned, I'm delighted and extremely excited to announce that we are going to launch a much better and user-friendly new online permitting and licensing system in about a year. This is a very big step forward, creating a new DPS where we will be your project partners more than anything else. Yeah, also, I would like to thank all my staff at DPS for their hard work to keep our businesses and communities safe and being available during the pandemic. Thank you.
Thank you. Director Conklin.
Good morning. I'm going to talk a little bit about the programs that were implemented to allow activities to move out of buildings during the pandemic. I think it's an example of partnership in this county where we were able to work with the urban districts and the state highway administration to create spaces so that people could continue commerce and dining and other activities outside of buildings. I'm really proud of that initiative. I think it is a demonstration that when county agencies come together and find ways to make things happen instead of ways to keep things from happening, we really benefit our community. And as the county executive mentioned, this is an initiative that got off the ground in a very short period of time. And I really want to recognize the leadership that was demonstrated by Bethesda Urban Partnership, Silver Spring Urban District, Wheaton Urban District, City of Rockville, and others that all came together to develop ways to implement this safely and protect the people that were using these spaces from potential crashes, motor vehicle incursions, putting the right equipment in the right places so that these things could happen safely. And they've really been appreciated by our communities and are still there and will be there through the summer. And it's a great place for us to get reacquainted with each other and support the businesses that struggled so much through the pandemic. So thank you for the opportunity to be part of this morning.
Thanks so much, Director Conklin. Mr. McHugh, DHCA.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Great work throughout this entire pandemic. I know that it's trouble for a lot of folks out there in the community trying to do the best they can. Property maintenance is a major component here in the county. Proud to be part of it, and just glad that we're part of the meeting as well, and look forward to the new hybrid type of inspection process that we'll be doing here. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. County Executive, I think you and I will now read the proclamation.
Sounds good.
Whereas Montgomery County, Maryland is committed to recognizing that our growth and strength depends on the safety and economic value of the homes, buildings, and infrastructure that serve our residents, both in everyday life and in times of disaster. And
whereas our confidence in the resilience of these buildings that make up our community is achieved through community guardians, including building safety and fire prevention officials, architects, engineers, builders, tradespeople, design professionals, laborers, plumbers, and others in the construction industry. Our guardians work year-round to ensure the safe construction of buildings. And
whereas these local guardians ensured that building safety continued during the COVID-19 pandemic by developing new protocols for construction sites, creating innovative programs and guidelines to help businesses stay open, such as the Department of Permitting Services tent and outdoor dining policies and the Department of Transportation's Streetery program. They also delivered uninterrupted services during all phases of the pandemic, including virtual and on-site inspections, plan reviews, and permit issuance. And
whereas recognizing that many other county departments, including permitting services, fire rescue services, housing and community affairs, and the Department of Transportation, all work together to ensure that the built environment continues to follow the life safety codes to create and implement the highest quality codes and to protect us in the buildings where we live, learn, work, and play. And
whereas the theme for Building Safety Month 2021, Prevent, Prepare, Protect, Building Codes Save, encourages all Americans to raise awareness about the importance of safe and resilient construction, fire prevention, disaster mitigation, energy conservation, water safety, training the next generation, and new technologies in the construction industry. Now, therefore, do we, Mark Elrich as County Executive and Tom Hucker as County Council President, do hereby proclaim May 2021 as Building Safety Month in Montgomery County. We encourage our residents to join in honoring our commitment to our building professionals and county departments that keep our communities safe. Signed today by the County Executive and myself. Congratulations, everyone, and thank you.